All right, let's continue. Based on what we finished off yesterday, which was Molo ha'oretz kinyonecha, that the earth is filled with kinyonecha, which is notion of kinyon, which is obviously talking about possessions, and over there, which is interesting that we call it that way. As we said yesterday, the Chavis Halavavos is very into the Shara B'china, the idea of looking into the world and seeing Hashem in the world, seeing Hashem's creations, and as we're calling them over here, Molo ha'oretz kinyonecha. Everything belongs to the Rabbeinu Shalom, and therefore we are saying that everything belongs to Hashem, and the world is full with Hashem's possessions in this way. Hamelach hamroimim levadoi meoz, hamashubach v'hamofoy v'amisnasim v'mois olam. Right, the Rabbeinu Shalom, the Melech, the king that was exalted in Levadoi, the Rabbeinu Shalom pre-creation. Anyone that learnt Sefer Mado of the Rambam, where he talks about the whole idea of how the Rabbeinu Shalom was the only one and the only thing, if we could call it that, found in the world before anything else was created. So the Rabbeinu Shalom was exalted in the world by himself before creation. The Rabbeinu Shalom is praised, glorified, and elevated since forever. Right, and we mentioned all of these things specifically. That Levada Me'oz, he was all alone. HaMashubach, he was praised. That's the Olam HaBriya. HaMafoy was glorified. The Olam HaYitzira. HaMesnasim Mois Olam is here over here as we see it in the Olam HaAsiyah. Elokei Olam B'rachamecha Rabim Rachem Aleinu. And it's interesting, we started off the bracha also. If you remember, we said this yesterday as well, which is also very interesting. We seem to use the same lashon, which is Hamel Ha'oretz L'Adam B'rachamim, that the Rabbeinu Shalom, again, everything is Midas HaRachamim. So over here is saying as well, Elokei Olam B'rachamecha Harabim Racham Aleinu. And by the way, specifically at the time of Shachris, more likely the time of Nates, at the time of sunrise, there's a special time of Midas HaRachamim, and we ask the Rabbeinu Shalom at this time, awaken us, give us health, give us another day, give us more opportunities. That's what we're saying, Rachmanis. We're asking the Rabbeinu Shalom, who created the world with Midas HaRachamim, to now have Rachmanis in turn on us and give us what we need. Adonu Zeinu Tzur Miskavenu, like the Kodesh Baruch Hu, Adon, different lashon of Hashem, Lord who strengthened us, and Tzur, rock, we always refer to, or should we say not always, but often we refer to the Rabbeinu Shalom as our Tzureinu, as our rock. Right, something solid, something that's always there, something that's never missing. That's just, a rock of faith. It's something that, just always stays in its place. And the Rabbeinu Shalom is always there for us. So, Tzur Miskavenu means the rock of our stronghold, Mogen Yishenu, who's the shield of our salvation, Misko Ba'adenu, and a tremendous tower of strength. El Bara Godel Dea, there are again different lashonos of Hashem's name, who Godel Dea means that we say Rabbeinu Shalom, all of the Dea, all of the Das, all of the knowledge, all of the intelligence comes from the Rabbeinu Shalom, and we realize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the Godel Dea, is the one with all of the knowledge that exists in the world. He's prepared and made the rays of the sun, Chama, the sun, that the Rabbeinu Shalom, as we said this yesterday as well, we have to recognize that the sun rising and the sun setting is not something to be taken for granted. It's something that we have to think about. Toiv Yatza Kavod Shemai. Rav Rafal Hirsch says that the lashon of Toiv over here, Yatza Kavod Shemai, is referring over here as like a metaphor for all of creation, that everything was, as we see in Parshas Bereshis in the beginning, by Ma'aseh Bereshis, by the creation of the world, the Hinei Toiv Ma'od. Everything was Toiv, everything was good, everything the Rabbeinu Shalom has created was and is good. Ma'oreis Nosan Sevivos Uzoi, he placed all of the universes and the sun, the moon, and all the galaxies and everything around the world. Penosav Kedoshim Romimoi Shaddai. Right, that all these spiritual hosts and holy beings and everything, right, and again we see this sequence that it starts from the highest and it works its way down. The Rambam, for example, says, very interestingly enough, in Yesodai Torah Perek Gimel, the Rambam says that all of the stars and the galaxies have understanding and wisdom. Says the Rambam, that they actually have understanding and wisdom, they are live beings, and they recognize that the Rabbeinu Shalom created them. Each one, explains the Rambam, is praising and glorifies the Rabbeinu Shalom according to their level of understanding, just like the Malachim do. So says the Rambam, we have stars and galaxies that are constantly praising Hashem. The Zohar Kodesh brings down that when the sun appears on the horizon, it surges into sweet song and praises to Hashem in a very, very high level. So it's not us only, but it's also everything that Kodesh Baruch Hu created, because they, of course, recognize on a different level that He created them. Tomid Mesaprim Kavod Elu Kedushasai. Constantly talk about and speak the honor and the Kedusha of Hashem in that way. And Be'ez Hashem, tomorrow we'll finish off this paragraph.